Hey everybody, fancy another Blitz Quickie? So I think this is a 5+5 and my opponent's rated 1133. I'm just knocking on just below 1300 still in Blitz, and we get into the Sicilian Grand Prix, which is my chosen approach when playing with white against a Sicilian in the Freddy Krueger style. So the my Krueger repertoire basically involves getting Freddy the F-pawn out as soon as possible, even trying to eliminate Freddy and open up attacks down this side. So, you know, as if they play E5, we'll go for the Vienna, maybe Vienna Gambit, but F4 is thrown out quite a lot in the Vienna. Now, in case of the Sicilian, very different kind of matter, but F4 is the signature move of the Grand Prix attack. So we start with the Sicilian, the closed Sicilian, with knight to c3. You can do like an accelerated Grand Prix with F4 immediately. My opponent here plays d6, and now it's F4, signature move of the Grand Prix. My opponent now plays knight to c6, and this is always quite welcome because it's our intention to put our pawns on these light squares and build a light squared pawn chain, eventually push f5 and just attack down here, right? Now, once we build that big light squared pawn chain, it's going to make life very hard for a light squared bishop, obviously. So what we want to do is we want to trade that light squared bishop off. And if the knight ever comes here with nothing on d7, it means we can pin the knight and guarantee an exchange. So here, bishop breaks, pin, trade off the bishop, happy days. So I don't need to place d3 straight away because this pawn is defended by a knight. So knight to f3. My opponent brings out his knight, which is a second attacker on this. It's defended only once. So now d3. e6 is played, short castles, bishop out. So black here is preparing to castle and really doesn't have much idea what's about to be thrown at him. Now, another very, very, very key move in the Grand Prix attack is queen to e1. Usually you'll probably want to bring your queen to h4, sometimes g3, depends what setup your opponent has. And we're just going to throw everything at black down the king side, really. So black castles, oblivious. I now throw out my knight. Now, by the way, in this game I've got like 91.8% accuracy, apparently, according to Stockfish, so this is all good. And it is a 5+5 because I've got 5 minutes 24 left on my clock, which is more than I started with. So I throw my knight into g5, and that prompts him to push at h6, which is a slightly weakening move. And now I need to retreat my knight. So I bring my knight now back to h3. f3 is probably fine as well. Doesn't get in anyone's way on there. However, it does possibly hamper the rook if my rook would like to get involved in the fun. So now black pushes d5, which is music to my ears. I don't think that was required at all. Apart from anything else, he's blocking this bishop, which is his decent bishop, really, in a way. And he's also just prompting me to push e5 and eliminate this knight. So this knight now has to move, and this knight plays a very important role in black's defense. So the knight moves, queen now to g3. Can't go here because there's a bishop-queen barrage against h4, so I go to g3. Black pushes a pawn, and I decide to push as well. Now, what's the purpose of this move? Well, the idea is bishop takes h6, and this pawn can't recapture because it's pinned, so it can't take. And then you just dive in with checkmate. That's the plan. It's not exactly how it goes. Black takes here, and now I figure that I can go ahead and grab the pawn. Now he pushes g5, and this is kind of a key moment. So I decide to capture the f6 pawn with my e pawn. Now really here, he has to take with the bishop. If he takes with the knight or takes with the rook, I have queen there. And wherever the king goes, I mean, the king's really going to have to go to there because if he goes here or here, it's mate in one. So, you know, I would come here, king would have to go in there, and then I've got queen here, king goes here. I don't know, it's all looking pretty unpleasant, but he captures with a rook. So I take here with the queen and get a resignation at this point. I mean, I guess the game could have gone on. If he goes here, let's see. Oh, hang on. Here. Now, if he plays king to there, I've got a knight check. If he comes onto the back rank, I can always pin the rook, I guess. But it's all going to be very unpleasant. So guess what? If he goes here, I've got this. He can come back. Takes, but he's wide open now, and he's down 3 points of material. If he doesn't block with the rook, say blocks with the bishop, I know I've got this. So yeah, it's all looking very uncomfortable, and his pawns are not good at all here. He's got another rook not involved. I don't even have to do that, actually. I can just bring my rook across with check. Then how does he block? Quite honestly, the bishop can't block, the rook can't block because I just take it. It would have to be the queen. Very, very nasty indeed. So there you go. So if you're a Vienna player, I would encourage you to look into the Grand Prix Attack. There's lots of great videos out there on it. I tend to do all right with it. But main thing is I enjoy playing it, so there you go. All right, thanks for watching everyone. See you soon.